All right. Let me get this put out here. So this is another rally that occurred with Patriot Front at DC today. So they had a march. It was pre-planned. They had a pre-planned route with drums, everything else like that. Most everybody is saying feds, feds, feds. Ah, they're feds. Um, there was an interesting comment that I did see, and it did make me think. It's obviously a complex thing, and obviously, with a little bit of time, people go back and forth on their beliefs. But it was either a successful event, so contards are going to need to either admit that the federal government is competent or admit that not all real world activists are feds. Yeah, I've pointed this out repeatedly. These are the same people who encourage right wing whites to go to DC on January 6th and get thrown in gulags, and then call Patriot Front feds. The AF poll habit of calling any explicit pro-white activism feds is clearly seeped into the normicon sphere. Okay, but yeah. So here's the thing. Like I say, we know that Thomas Rousseau is the founder of Patriot Front, broke off from Vanguard America. Um, Thomas Rousseau's dad has money. He lives my neck of the woods. He lives in Texas. A lot of the Antifa groups, as far as I know, on Twitter have been blown the fuck out. But he was arrested recently for stuff, and of course, what people are talking about a lot of is a few months ago they had a rally in Philly, and they were waiting to go back on their trucks because here's the thing that normally what Patriot Front does: they either put up, they either do like graffiti, put up their little propaganda. Occasionally, they have these bigger events that are very much controlled. They're very pre-planned and everything else, where they will do these marches down the way, and then they will put people in U-Hauls and then drive them back to their safe point, and everyone goes home. Um, I think a lot of, like I say, the January 6th point is interesting because, of course, I was, as much as I've made fun of Nick Fuentes, this and that, I was somewhat in the boat of, wow, January 6th was so great at the time. And even though I did say, yeah, they're mega Pete's, this and that, and it makes me question my own bullshit. Like I say, a lot of people are going to disagree with this or maybe feel like I'm challenging things. It doesn't mean I'm going to join any political group because no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. And if you are, you can do that, but I'm not going to. But it made me really question, okay, what are they doing? Like I say, I think that there's a lot of hurt and pain, obviously, but there's a lot of people have been burned. I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of people have been burned and they feel like this is going to get worse and worse. I think that it's a question of put in work. What can you do nowadays? Organize people and do what? I mean, all that talk, especially on the left, and they still do it to this day. I imagine. I just don't listen to them. These alternative networks, these parallel structures, who's really setting that up? It's the whole meme of, just build your own internet because people have been kicked off PayPal and people have been kicked off of Gumroad or wherever, right? Because of their beliefs and because of what they say. and the whole muff freeze speech argument and everything. There's a question of where this is all going. You know, that's what people are really wondering, right? Where is this all going? You know, I don't know. I just say this more as a where do we go sort of thing. You know. Now the only thing that occurred with Washington D.C. this Washington D.C. rally is they marched. You know, they had their masks on, everything else, so they couldn't take pictures of them and dox people. Apart from the occasional shit talking, and they had their shields, as Patriot Front is known to do. Um, oh yeah, one other thing I forgot the Patriot Front does. They put down they do the thing like Identity Europa did, where they would put signs on overpasses, this and that, right? So, like I say, there's a lot of I don't know what to really say about that. I think that it's just interesting. Maybe not everybody is a fan, but I still think that it's dangerous, and I'm still going to be a pussy about it and say maybe I don't want to. It also comes from the fact that I'm older and I'm fatter. I don't want to go out there. Now, if you want to, that's up to you. But chances are, where I'm at, I'm probably going to be stuck between various little things, and I'm going to have to make my choice. That's really what it comes down to for me. It's like it's not necessarily where you are; it's where you're at. You know, and you have to learn to work within that system. So it's nice to be like, oh well, we're gonna have this or we're gonna have that, but I realize that it's like this is where I'm at, and I have to make my due, whatever way that is, regardless of what they think about me. Anyway, that's all I can really say. Hopefully, y'all won't butcher me for my beliefs. They're saying that I'm praising Patriot Front. I'm not. I'm just saying that it's a very interesting place we're at. Anyway, that's all I got. See you later. Goodbye.